Hi, my name's Joanne, and I've got a website called Speaking Made Simple website, and I like to help people with their speaking skills, whether they're native English speakers or it's their second language. And today I wanted to go through the 4 ways that you can improve your speaking. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to find out more, or go to speakingmadesimple website, and there you'll get lots of freebies and goodies to help you with speaking. Is that something you're interested in? Still, I shall try and relax my teacher type voice because I wanted to just speak to you, really. I tend to find a lot of the people I work with have English as a second language, but I've pushed back a little bit against that because I'm I'm not qualified to teach English, although I speak English. It's my first language, and I'm also mildly dyslexic, and so that means that I struggle to remember some of the terminology, especially to do with grammar and things like that. So I don't have the qualifications, and I don't feel like I'm qualified either to be teaching English. Still, I find that a lot of people that come to me have English as a second language. And so when they say about becoming a better speaker, the first thing they say is more vocabulary and more grammar. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I just feel really ill equipped to help them with that, although it's fun to talk. So the first way out of the 4 that you can improve and become a better speaker is by doing exactly that. Exactly what you've probably been taught to practice. Get more vocabulary, more grammar, and that I'm going to call the language block. You could also focus on pronunciation, your accent. I'm just reading here. Timing, tone, and I do something called good and bad habits, which we can go into another time. But the main thing to remember from this, because this is an introduction to the 4, is number 1 is language, and that's probably something that you're completely aware of. Number 2, I'm checking that I've got the right number of fingers up. Did you see me look then? Number 2 is thinking, and not so much about how smart you are or how many qualifications you've got. It's just how do you communicate to others that you're thinking, particularly about thinking about what they've said rather than waiting to speak, if that makes sense. So, what are your listening skills like? How good are you about meaning and connections? And how much courage do you have? Do you feel that you can say stop? If somebody is speaking to you, and especially if they're speaking nonsense, do you feel that you could say stop? Do you feel like you could handle that situation? So, and also critical thinking skills about spotting patterns and gaps in information. So number 2 is the way to be a better speaker, is to focus on some of these areas which communicate that you're thinking. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to give a quick story because I like this block. I was meeting a friend. I used to live in Madrid, and I was meeting a friend in Madrid, and we did something in Spanish that's called an intercambio, which means that she speaks Spanish for we have to speak Spanish for an hour, then we speak English for an hour. So we both get a chance to practice. So what that means in practice is we're probably about the same level in the Spanish and English, and that happened to be that we could get by in a conversation, but we're not fluent. So mistakes sometimes crept in. Anyway, she said to me, "I'll meet you at the train station," and she said a particular time, and that's fine. And I had a mobile number, so I felt certainly quite confident that we'd be able to meet up. Anyway, some of you may realise the mistake I made. In a train station, particularly in Madrid, so where you may be underground, there is no mobile reception, or there wasn't at that time, so I couldn't just phone her. So I hadn't said whereabouts in the train station, and then I thought, okay, I'll go to the exit and to the door. And it's like, which exit door? Because there's multiple exit doors. And then when you choose one, it's like inside or outside, because there's obviously lots of stairs. So it's not like you can look around the corner and see where people are. And I think at the time, if she'd have said to me, meet me at the train station, I'm laughing at myself, but meet me at the train station, now with that experience, I should have said, whereabouts in the station, inside, outside, which door, different things like that. And that's a way of me communicating that I'm thinking about what she's saying. I'm thinking about the consequences and what could possibly go wrong. So that's just an example about the thinking. I'm going to tell you loads of stories about all the mistakes I've made. Anyway, number 3 in the ways to become a better speaker is the professional, what I've called the professional skills. And these I've done, tend to think of these as courses that you can do at work. So, for example, a sales course or a negotiation course or different things like that. So that's under the business. You can also learn social skills. You can also learn rhetoric or public speaking or thinking on your feet or marketing and media and different things like that. And I think as soon as I start talking about all these different areas, lots of people say, well, that's obvious. But before, when I say to them, how would you like to be a better speaker? They still just go back to, more confident, more language, more vocabulary. But then, as I say, there is a lot of help for becoming a better speaker, but it doesn't feel necessarily like it's for you. Well, that was my experience of it. I felt like I was the problem because I was shy, and I was the problem because I couldn't think fast enough and couldn't express myself the way I wanted to. So as I say, I'm doing this, the guides that I do for helping people become better speakers is very focused on my own experience as finding it hard to express myself, plus the teaching that I've then done afterwards. Still, professional, so we've got language, thinking, then professional. And number 4 is creativity. And this is where you're finding your own creative voice. And I've also divided that into 8, where self-knowledge, general knowledge, environment, experimentation, play. All these are different boxes about... this is the bit that you got free from the Speaking Made Simple website. So this is called the Speaking Framework. All these are different ways that you can become a better speaker. But the main thing to remember is, instead of thinking of speaking as yes or no, like yes I can speak or no I can't speak, or add a push, I need some more language, I need some more vocabulary, is to remember that there's 4. Language, thinking, professional and creative. And I shouldn't have done that like that. Shouldn't have done that like that. Should have done my fingers differently. You can see I'm also dyspraxic. Anyway, so sorry about my funny fingers. But yeah, language, thinking, professional and creative. And then you can go even deeper into all the different ways. But there is a lot of information out there. It's just kind of bringing it all together and realising that there are ways for you wherever your starting point is. But those are the 4. Please subscribe if you're curious and want to know more about better speaking, and you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, and sign up at the Speaking Made Simple website if you would like the freebies, and there's more freebies, and to find out more about, this is the book, this is the proof copy, Speaking Made Simple, for people like me. But I'm hoping if it's somebody like you too, if you've waited till the end of the video to listen. So this is for people who want to be better at speaking, or who work with people that want to improve their speaking too. And this is a way for you to communicate with each other even better about all the different ways that you can help and be helped. Take care. Bye.